Most young adults today are focused on one thing: making money. They hustle and grind day in and day out, all in the name of earning a paycheck. But what happens when they actually start making money? How do rich people spend their money? How to be good with your money? Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we explore how rich people spend their money. We'll give you some tips on how to do budgeting, save and invest your money wisely so that you can one day join the ranks of the wealthy. Watch and learn how to make your money work for you. The tip number is to put away the credit card. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, believes that using credit cards may prevent even the most diligent savers from reaching their goals. The millionaire said that getting credit cards was the worst possible investment a person could make. The money that I save on interest by not having debt is greater than any return that I could ever obtain by investing that money in the stock market, said the person who did not have any outstanding debt. In addition to the high interest rates that come with credit card debt, paying with plastic might lead you to spend more money than you originally intended. Researchers from MIT found that consumers are willing to spend up to 100% more when paying with a credit card, and were even willing to pay twice as much for an item compared to consumers who paid in cash for their purchases. The findings of this study were published in the journal Marketing Letters. Tip number 2 is to track your progress. When you save money, keeping track of your progress may serve to both motivate you and hold you responsible for your efforts. However, you shouldn't simply take our word for it, since Bill Gates, the creator of Microsoft, also mentioned this piece of advice. He stated, "In the last year, I have been impressed again by how vital measuring is to better the human situation. In the past year, I have been struck by how important measurement is to enhance the human condition. You may accomplish tremendous success if you define a clear objective and identify a metric that will drive development toward that goal," the author says. There is a direct correlation between setting a goal and making progress. Tracking your savings may put you that much closer to obtaining your ideal retirement nest egg. This is true regardless of whether you use budget software or a simple paper list. Tip number 3 is to live simply. How to save money? This is a question that everyone asks. The answer is easy: live a simple life. It's possible that the person who first said, "A penny saved is a penny earned," had the proper notion when they spoke those words. Even though Warren Buffett, the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, has been one of the wealthiest individuals in the world for decades and is reported to have a net worth of $88 billion, he still uses a flip phone and lives in the same home that he purchased in 1957 for $31,500. In a similar vein, oil magnate T. Boone Pickens doesn't keep anything in his closet beyond the essentials. Pickens said, "People are usually astonished that I don't have a wardrobe full of suits," and he informed the audience that, "I barely have 10 suits overall, but I purchase 3 new ones around once every 5 years. That's all I need." Tip number 4 is to make money from a variety of sources. The majority of self-made millionaires have numerous sources of income, including real estate rentals, investments in the stock market, and side enterprises, according to the findings of research that followed self-made millionaires for a period of 5 years. 65% of millionaires had 3 sources of income, 45% had 4 streams, and 29% had 5 or more streams of income. According to the author of the research, the more revenue streams you can build in life, the more safe your financial home will be. Even the comedian Jay Leno, whose current net worth is reported to be $400 million, has had 2 streams of income from the beginning of his career. "I'd save one and I'd spend one," Leno said, adding that he would often spend the sum that was less. Tip number 5 is to spend your money on things that make you happy. Spend with passion and reduce trash. Wealth coach and lawyer Adeola Omole turned her $70,000 in debt into a 7-figure net worth in less than 3 years by adhering to this phrase as her guiding principle. According to Omole, in a nutshell, what it implies is that you need to start spending your money on things that bring you pleasure and that you are passionate about. She recommends that you cut down on or get rid of any unnecessary expenditures that aren't adding any value to the quality of your life. While Omole prefers to focus on reading and investing, you may be more interested in putting money down so that you can go abroad or further your studies. It is one of the best money-saving tips a person can get. Tip number 6 is to always remember the 50-30-20 rule. Forget about laborious planning or unappealing cost-cutting measures. It's possible that the key to significant savings may be summed up in 3 simple figures. According to an interview that Kyle Taylor of The Penny Hoarder gave to CNBC Make It, He was able to amass millions of dollars in a short amount of time by following the 50-30-20% rule. By following this strategy, he was able to set aside 50% of the money he earned for savings and essentials, such as rent and food, 30% for purchases related to his lifestyle, such as new clothing, and 20% for enjoyable activities, such as going to concerts or restaurants. Tip number 7 is to be a wise spender. It should not even need to be said that foolish spending is a thing. We have all been guilty of doing it, and when we did, we probably felt bad about it. It is one of the money mistakes to avoid. No, you don't need the trucker hat that was sold at the petrol station during your tedious drive across the country. And you're absolutely right, when something like that becomes a routine, it adds up. Tom Corley, an authority on the process of accumulating wealth, conducted extensive research on the concept of smart spending for his rich habits study. He discovered that there are certain tactics that might assure that you are included in the category of smart spending. As a result of his investigation, he came to the conclusion that it was advisable to make bulk purchases. Buying in bulk may help your family save money and prevent waste if it is done correctly and with the appropriate things, according to what he says. When purchasing things such as toilet paper, soap, laundry detergent, paper towels, and shampoo in bigger volumes, you may save a significant amount of money. It is important to give priority to food products such as applesauce, canned foods, and yogurt, all of which may be portioned into glass jars and kept for later use. Start sticking to a food plan. According to Corley, if you can sketch out a menu for the week that utilizes similar ingredients, you'll have a more focused trip to the grocery store, and you'll end up throwing away less weeks after it's been shoved to the back recesses of the refrigerator. If you can sketch out a menu for the week that utilizes similar ingredients, you'll have a more focused trip to the grocery store, and you'll end up throwing less away weeks after it. Making an effort in this regard can save you money and will prevent food waste from being dumped in landfills. Reduce energy expenses. When it comes to reducing monthly expenditures, he notes, lowering your energy use is low-hanging fruit, which means that it is an easy way to save money. Changing your light bulbs from incandescent to compact fluorescent lamps or light-emitting diodes is one easy way to reduce your monthly energy costs. Tip number 8 is to stay away from lifestyle creep. According to Corley, self-made millionaires make it a point to maintain the same level of life regardless of the size of their income, rather than trying to raise their standard of living to match their growing fortune. It's a frequent behavior among many people who suddenly find themselves generating more money, he adds. It's a widespread practice among many people. Your best bet? When the need to spend your money strikes, redirect your attention to putting it away in savings and investments that will increase in value over time and give you financial resources that you may use in the future to maintain the style of living you were used to. Once you spent your money, you can never get it back, so don't make money mistakes. When you strike a snag in the road, like losing your job, you are then compelled to sell your belongings in order to get back on your feet financially. If the things you bought have decreased in value, you will only get a few cents for each dollar spent. The last tip in this video is to be economical, not cheap. According to the findings of Corley's research, 66% of those with low income acknowledged being thriftless. To them, inexpensive meant spending their money on the lowest goods or service available, he continues. It was important to them that they get the most value for their money. On the other hand, low-quality goods are more prone to breaking or deteriorating far more quickly than excellent goods. In addition to this, he brings up the fact that while searching for services, those that provide services at low prices are sometimes unskilled or not very competent at what they do. If they were any good, they could easily charge greater prices for their products. Cheap service providers may get you into a lot of problems, particularly when it comes to taxes, legal representation, or even simply having your vehicle maintained. Cheap service providers can get you in a lot of trouble. Providers of less expensive services are able to maintain low prices because they pay their employees lesser compensation. This indicates that they are not receiving the best employees, or that they are making do with the staff that is lacking in experience. Because of the poor value you get in return for your money when you engage in penny pinching, you will end up keeping a smaller portion of what you earn. This is despite the fact that being cheap won't inevitably lead to your being impoverished. So there you have it, some tips on how rich people spend their money. Hopefully these tips will help you as you navigate your own financial journey. Remember, it's not about how much money you have, it's about how you use it. So be smart with your money and don't let it control you. Thanks for watching.